Good evening, I'm Jennifer Copeland. We are following new developments tonight in the deadly series of shootings in Kalamazoo. Police are trying to figure out what motivated an Uber driver to kill 6 people. 2 of the victims had ties to Berrien County. 62-year-old Mary Lou Nye lived in Baroda. We're going to hear from her family ahead. But first, Kenneth Craig reports from Kalamazoo, where people are gathering to mourn.
Music and prayer brought hundreds of grieving Kalamazoo residents together Sunday night at a church service to honor the victims killed in a deadly shooting rampage.
This kind of tragedy happens in California or in New York City or overseas. It doesn't happen here.
Authorities say 45-year-old Jason Dalton's spree allegedly began when he seriously wounded a woman around 6 Saturday night outside an apartment complex. 4 hours later, a father and son were killed at this car dealership. Then investigators say Dalton killed 4 women at a roadside restaurant. A 14-year-old girl was seriously injured.
Investigators say the women were in 2 vehicles here at this Cracker Barrel parking lot. Authorities are still searching for a motive.
CBS News confirmed Dalton was working as an Uber driver and passed the company's background check. Matt Mellon says he was Dalton's passenger less than 2 hours before the rampage.
We were kind of driving through medians, driving through the lawn, speeding along, and then finally, once he came to a stop, I jumped out of the car and ran away.
Mellon's fiance posted on Facebook to warn other passengers to stay away. Authorities believe Dalton would have continued his shooting spree if he weren't stopped. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Kalamazoo, Michigan.
As I mentioned, 2 of the victims had ties to Berrien County. WSBT-22's Heather Black was in Baroda tonight. And Heather, I know you spoke with the family members. This is just devastating.
Jennifer, it's been an emotional day for Mary Lou Nye's family. I spoke to her husband, Christopher, tonight. Not only did he lose his wife in this shooting, he lost his sister, too. Now, she grew up in Baroda and lived in Battle Creek. They're both named Mary. They had gone together to see a show earlier that night and then to Cracker Barrel. And as they were getting ready to leave, Christopher told me they were killed in the parking lot. Now, during the interview with Christopher, he told me he couldn't get in touch with his wife. Later, he saw the news about the shooting and had a gut feeling something was wrong. I learned tonight both women were roommates in college before they became family. Chris says he and his wife had 2 sons, one they lost several years back, and now he's trying to survive yet another loss.
Very prejudiced. I got the best end of the deal when we got married. We've been married for 40 years. I figured if my wife passed, she'd be the one to come in and help me deal with this stuff. So that's not going to be all of my life.
And Chris says the family is struggling through this tragic time, and he's not ready to forgive the man who killed his family.
We do not have capital punishment here in Michigan. They can put him in a cell and leave him there for eternity plus.
And Jennifer, they plan to start organizing the funeral arrangements for both women. Chris says they will probably combine those funerals together since both women were close like sisters. At the live desk, Heather Black, WSBT-22 News.
And for the latest developments on the Kalamazoo deadly shooting spree investigation, download the WSBT-22 News app and click on this story. Rescue crews have